Hey guys, John from the John Muir Show here, and liberals' all-out assault on guns continued Tuesday as the California State Senate gave the thumbs up to legislation that would up the legal age to purchase either rifles or shotguns from 18 to 21, as you've heard many Democrats across the country calling for, especially in the past few months. And also, this measure would limit people to one long gun purchase per month. This received roughly 70% approval from the state Senate, now heads to the Assembly to see if they're going to sign off on it as well. And since it's the state of California, like the most liberal state in the country, pretty good odds that this is going to get passage. Now, leftist Senator Anthony Portantino was quoted as saying, "If D.C. won't act, we will." So translation, for all of those of you who don't know how to read through a bunch of liberal BS, pretty much comes out to, if elected officials at the federal level won't senselessly take people's rights away, guess what? Us lower level activists will. It's what's happening in the state of California, as so many across the country on the left are trying to push for. You see, with every single measure that comes up, I would encourage those voting on to ask themselves two simple questions. Number one, how will this help the problem that we're facing? And number two, what price is being paid? See, in this case, I mean, there's been, of course, multiple notable school shootings in 2018. That's the problem. But when you look, will new restrictive gun laws actually help that problem? I mean, you do have to keep in mind that the people who are responsible for these crimes are showing no regard for human life or for the law whatsoever, and the fact that they're willing to go out there and break the most serious law we have in this country, the one that, you're not supposed to murder your fellow human being. I don't think the gun laws that have far less consequences than intentional homicide are going to stop any of these people from carrying out their sinister acts. They're going to do it one way or another, trust me, whether it means they have to illegally obtain a gun, whether it means that they use a knife or an explosive instead, trust me, they will still find a way to get their sick job done. Your gun laws are not going to mean anything. Like I said, it's a two-part question here. As for the price that is being paid here is significant because millions upon millions of law-abiding Americans are having their most basic, most important rights taken away from them. Why? Because they did something wrong? No, because other people did something wrong and they're getting punished as a result, which is obviously just politicians taking the easy way out. See, a lot of these Democrats are talking about, oh, well, let's raise the gun buying age, let's ban certain types of guns, let's get rid of the Second Amendment altogether, it's outdated. For people who are making those complaints, you see, they're just taking the easy way out. They want to just say, hey, we did something to make it look good and to pat themselves on the back. But what they're doing is not actually helping people. You know what it really takes some balls to do? To identify the person who's responsible for committing a crime, singling that person out, saying you're going to be punished, not just let's punish everybody because you did something wrong and we don't want to make it seem like we're targeting you. No, they did something wrong, they get punished, not everybody else. That's how it works in this country. Unless politicians are too feeble-minded to come up with it, then you end up with laws like you're getting in the state of California, because trust me, the Assembly is going to pass it and crackpot Governor Jerry Brown's going to sign it. So nonetheless, you need to actually do what is best for the people. We are seeing an absolute failure here in California. Republican Senator Jim Nielsen, he did not support the proposal. He said it best, hey, instead of suggesting that, we do something like this and just get rid of guns, why don't we actually, as elected officials, go ahead and work to target criminal gangs in the state, or focus on those who have mental health issues, since mental health issues have been something that has been a common theme showing up in the people who have been committing these shootings. Maybe if we actually work to try and identify these mental health problems ahead of time, we can actually get help for these people before they go taking people's lives senselessly. That right there would be a really good way to try and reduce gun violence like you claim to do. It's going to be a heck of a lot more effective than taking guns out of the hands of people who need them to defend themselves and who've done nothing to lose the rights that they possibly have. But unfortunately, in the state of California, Republicans who want to bring common sense to the situation, they get shut down because there's far too many Democrats around. And I would just, again, encourage every Democrat in this country, everyone who wants to think, ooh, let's take people's guns away, really, just ask yourself those questions. What is the problem we're facing here? What is this law going to accomplish? And what are the consequences that we're going to pay if we do enact it? Because it seems that they have no regard for those questions or the answers that they know come with them whatsoever. We have to continue in this country, because there's so many senseless attacks, to fight for our rights and our ability to hold on to our guns. That's all that I have for today, but tune into the John Muir Show each and every weekday on WTAQ, WHBL, and WSAU. Until next time, I'm out.